Oman tightens citizenship rules, and a new law defines loss and revocation criteria for citizenship. This just came out in Gulf News, and there was some other stuff that I wanted to talk to you about dealing with Oman, and then give you my opinion on what I think about this type passport. But nationals who obtain foreign nationality will automatically lose their Omani citizenship. Now, Oman has introduced stricter regulations on citizenship under a newly issued nationality law called the Royal Decree number 17/2025. It's basically outlining conditions under which Omani nationality may be lost, revoked, or withdrawn. Now, the law reinforces the Sultanate's stance on loyalty and national integrity, detailing cases where citizenship is lost automatically or revoked by the government. All right, now let me go over the loss of citizenship and how that works, because if you get this passport, you need to know something about Oman, because it's not a free country. All these countries in the UAE and you're looking at Saudi Arabia, these countries are usually run by dictators in the Gulf region, and they've got a set of laws, but they don't have a good rule of law, I can tell you. I lived in Dubai for 4 years, and I actually went through the court systems there on something, actually a couple of matters, and there is no freedom there, I can tell you that. But there are some things that you might like here, which I'm going to go over with you, and then you can make a decision from there. Let's look at the loss of citizenship. Now, under Article 23, Omani nationals who obtain a foreign nationality in violation of the law will automatically lose their Omani citizenship. Now, marriage-related provisions also affect nationality status. A foreigner who acquires Omani citizenship through marriage to a Omani woman will lose it if the marriage ends in divorce or dissertation within 5 years. Now, however, the law clarifies that in such cases, the father's loss of nationality does not affect the children, who will retain their Omani nationality. Now, similarly, a foreign woman who gains Omani citizenship through marriage to an Omani man will lose it if she divorces and subsequently marries a non-Omani. The loss takes effect from the date of the second marriage. Now, let's look at the revocation of citizenship. The law also establishes strict conditions under which the government can revoke citizenship. Under Article 26, an individual may be stripped of their nationality if they insult the Sultan or the Sultanate, whether verbally or through actions, membership in organizations or parties that promote ideologies harmful to Oman's interest is also grounds for revocation. In fact, what you'll find out is a lot of the laws in the Gulf regions with the different countries are very, very similar. Additionally, in fact, this is very similar to the UAE, which is where Dubai is located, the way their system works there too. Now, additionally, Omani nationals who work for a foreign government in a role that conflicts with the country's interests and refuse to resign despite official requests may lose their citizenship. The same applies to those who work for hostile nations actively engaged against Oman. Now, while the laws take a firm stance on these issues, it allows for reinstatement of citizenship if the circumstances leading to revocation no longer apply. Now, let's look at citizenship withdrawal. Now, Oman has also introduced measures to withdraw citizenship from individuals who acquired it through fraudulent means or illegal methods. Under Article 27, those convicted of crimes against state security or sentenced for multiple felonies within 5 years of acquired nationality may have it revoked. Additionally, long-term absence from Oman is a factor. Individuals who remain outside the country for more than 24 consecutive months without a valid reason risk losing their nationality. Now, what defines a valid reason? This, in fact, the UAE has a similar sort of, you have to let the government know that you actually have to get permission from the government if you're going to be gone, and if you're gone too long, they can actually revoke your passport. But this is similar with what the UAE has here too. this is really quirky citizenship laws that they've got here. But the income tax law, and let me go over the income taxes with you too, because they do have some pretty good income taxes there. Not the best. There are countries that are better. I like St. Kitts and Antigua a lot better, but I'm going to go over these tax laws with you so you can see how they are. They're definitely better than most of the OECD countries by a long shot. Now, the income tax law seeks to tax worldwide income of entities formed in Oman and the Oman source income of branches and other forms of permanent establishment. The rate of income tax is uniform on all types of business entities, regardless of whether it's a corporate entity and or whether it is registered or not. The income tax rate is 15% for all taxpayers other than Omani proprietorships, establishments, and limited liability companies that fulfill the conditions of small and medium enterprises, also called SMEs. Now, for Omani proprietorships, establishments, and LLCs that meet following requirements, your rates are going to be different. Okay. Now, registered capital does not exceed 50,000 Omani Real, also called the OMR, at the beginning of the tax year. Gross income does not exceed OMR 100,000 any given tax year. Average number of employees during the tax year does not exceed 15, and taxpayer activities do not include air, sea, transport, extraction of natural resources, banking, insurance, or financial services, public utility concessions, or other activities to be decided by the Minister of Finance after approval by the Council of Ministers. You get a real low rate for this as long as you're not dealing with those, and that is a 3% tax rate is effective and is coupled with a minimum for SME taxpayers to file income tax returns. Now, there is no regional or local income tax in Oman. Okay, the GDP per capita is $20,631 US a year. Now, let me go over. There's several different ways you can get this passport. I'm going to go through with you on marriage and also naturalization. I left this sent out because most people are not going to qualify for that, so they didn't want to waste time on it. But on marriage, because this is an easy way if you want to get Omani citizenship, okay? By marriage, if a foreign woman who married an Omani man has right to Omani citizenship if she fulfills the following requirements I'm going to give you here. The marriage took place with permission from the ministry. Number two, that's number one. Number two is bore her Omani husband a child. The other one is live with the husband for 10 years in Oman, has knowledge of the Arabic language and not a criminal and has a good reputation. The one that's going to knock most people out is the language requirement, having to learn Arabic. I'm going to tell you that's a difficult language to learn. If you want to learn it to get citizenship, fine. But one of the things I tell people is if you really want to make citizenship very easy and you don't know the language of the country you're trying to get the passport from, my advice is to not get it, because I've seen more people not get citizenship because of the language problem. They just didn't learn the language good enough to pass the test, and they end up wasting just a lot of time. A foreign widow or divorcee of an Omani man has right to Omani citizenship if she fulfills the requirements I mentioned above and has not remarried a non-Omani person. All right, now, another way you can get citizenship is by naturalization. This is probably where most of y'all are going to fit in if you want to get this passport. Okay, now, a foreigner may be granted citizenship if they fulfill the following requirements. Have lived for 20 years, and that's a long time, but you got to live there for 20 years, or you have married to an Omani woman. The foreign man has to stay in Oman for 15 years, provided that he has a child with an Omani wife, and the marriage was solemnized with permission from the Omani ministry. So you're going to have quite a bit of hoops to jump on this. Also, you got to be mentally fit, willing to renounce your foreign citizenships. So you're going to get this passport, they do not allow dual citizenship, so you would have to give up all your other passports. And in a country that has a dictatorship, man, you would be crazy to do it. Maybe you want to do it. I would never do it. Okay. Oman does, again, they do not recognize dual nationality. Omani authorities may confiscate your U.S. passport if you have Omani U.S. dual nationality. Okay, let me just give you my evaluation on this. And also, folks, if you can do me a big favor, we don't monetize our channel here. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. It helps on the algorithm of our channel. And also, if you want videos automatically, hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen here, and you'll get them automatically as they come out. And if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, or how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. All right, now let me give you my evaluation of this, and that is there's so many better passports out there, okay? And again, you should be looking for a passport that has really good tax laws, because if you're forced to go to that country because the type of business you want is only available to citizen, and this is what happens in a lot of countries I've mentioned to you before. If you're not a citizen in a lot of countries, you're going to be barred out from getting that passport, okay? And it could take you years to get the passport. So my whole thing is you want to go to a place that is a tax haven, preferably a pure tax haven country. And the ones I like the best are ones that are pure tax havens that you can get quick, and that's St. Kitts and Nevis, and also Antigua and Barbuda, because they're the only ones that you can get really fast, that where you can get really good visa-free travel to the Schengen countries. You know, Vanuatu is a pure tax haven too, but they don't have the visa-free travel to the Schengen countries anymore. It's an awful passport. If you get that passport, you'll end up having to get another one, and so that 100,000 will be basically going down a rat hole. And I've told people this before, if you can't get at least visa-free to Schengen countries, don't pick it up. It's a waste of money, okay? That's what I would tell you. I would try to stick with countries that speak, where the language is the language that you speak. And, you'll run into a lot of people that speak English in Oman, but you're going to have to learn Arabic and pass that test to get this passport. Man, that's a difficult test to pass. And having to give up all your other passports, and you're not going to get your income taxes to zero unless you make peanuts coming here. I'm sure they got minimum brackets before you have to pay tax, but in most cases, you're going to pay not only taxes, but you're going to pay high visa fees, just like in the Emirates or UAE. You're going to have high fees that you're going to pay for that are thousands of dollars for your licensing fees, your local service agent fees, a lot of these businesses, you're required to have an office. Even if you don't want one, you don't need it, they're going to require you to do it. And see, the UAE has the same sort of thing here. But the passport is it's not very good either. You have a very, very small number of countries that you can go to, either visa-free or visa-free on arrival. So you're going to have to still get visas everywhere you go. That's the thing I don't like about it, probably the most, is the visa-free travel is really bad, and it's just not. Overall, it's just not a good passport. I mean, there's so many better passports. This passport's nowhere near what the UAE passport is, which is totally different as far as visa-free countries go. Now, I don't really like the UAE passport though, because it's impossible to get almost dual citizenship. Crown Prince has to pick the phone up and call you. That's the only way they allow you to get dual citizenship. Otherwise, you have to give up all your other passports to get the UAE passport. All of these in the UAE are pretty much in the Gulf regions. They're almost all the same way. Okay, they don't allow dual citizenship. They're all run by dictators. You don't want this. I'm telling you, if you want freedom, you want to stay away from countries like this. Okay, I've given you several. I went through a bunch of different countries the other day. The two that I like the best that are English speaking, if you're going to get a passport that allows dual citizenship, you can get your taxes close to zero, right at zero. English speaking, you can get the passport in a reasonable amount of time. I've given you two good ones, Ireland and Barbados. Those two are great. They both have non-dom type systems where you're taxed on remittance type basis. This is what I would be looking for. And it's English speaking. You don't have to worry about testing crap like this. This is the thing I like. If you want to know more on this, folks, again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And again, it would help us a lot if you like our videos. Give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button right on your screen here, and you'll get these videos automatically as they come out. And if you want a passport quick, we can get you one as quick as 4 to 8 months in the fast track programs. All of these in the Caribbean that are the fast track programs, they all have visa free to the Schengen countries. Now, Dominica doesn't have it to the UK anymore. I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.